at the San Diego Comic-Con at the Girls and Corpses booth.
Correct.
And this face in front of you, if you picture it without a beard, may look just a little bit familiar if you've been on the Tower of Terror. Now we all know that Rod Serling, of course, had passed away long before the Tower of Terror had ever come to fruition. They used a little bit of footage from the Twilight Zone, and another gentleman supplied the voice of Rod Serling. However, I'm now standing in front of Rod Serling's double.
I am the face of Rod Serling. I had done a couple jobs as an actor as Rod Serling. The casting came up with Joe Dante was doing this behind the, doing the green screen. I got hired and I played Rod Serling on the ride.
So you're on the ride, you're in the elevator, where do we see you?
Well, in Orlando, Florida, there was some piece of me at the beginning of the ride, and at the very end, when the ride ends, the elevator opens and there's a TV. My makeup was redone by an Academy Award-winning special effects makeup artist who did The Fly. And they pushed my ears out a little bit, and when Carol Serling approved me, she said, well, he looked good, but my shoulders are broader than Rod's. But what I got to make me be able to do Rod was when I got the teeth. Because Rod smoked and his teeth were yellow. So he didn't like to show them, so he went like this.
So that's where that smile comes from. Now, at what point did you realize you look a bit like Rod Serling?
Well, I knew when I was a kid. My father was also a TV writer.
Okay.
He told, Rod Serling told my dad that if they ever did the Sandy Koufax story, that I should play him as a little boy. The great irony is I wound up playing Rod Serling on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror when it opened in Orlando, Florida. And so I had a gas. I was on that set, Joe Dante, rather intimidating, all of Imagineering. There were 100 people watching me do this. And I mouthed to the playback of a voiceover artist.
Right.
So I had the face, he had the voice. It took two people to make Rod Serling.
That is the wonder of Disney Imagineering right there. Put it all together and bring somebody back from the Twilight Zone and make it a reality.
It was great. And I played, my father and my family, we traveled down to Palm Springs to a resort. And Rod was down there, and I played football with Rod Serling. So I knew him as a kid.
Okay.
And my father and him were both very tanned, and they would spend a lot of time putting on baby oil and trying to get tan. They'd burn and then they tan, and my dad wound up with terrible skin cancer from that. And I remember also Rod, my father was a famous TV comedy writer, Larry Rod. And Rod was always like, oh my God, how do you write comedy? I could never do that. And of course, my father was like, well, how do you write drama and all this? So they had an admiration for each other.
And now?
I'm the publisher of Girls and Corpses magazine. It is a worldwide newsstand magazine, started US and Canada, now we're all around the world, and it's terrifically successful. Girlsandcorpses.com, plural. Check it out. You'll be glad you did.